Hi everyone, this is Ilya, and in this video I'm going over my study techniques and tips. Keep in mind that everyone is unique and the same person could benefit from different study techniques at different times depending on their situation, but there are a few principles about studying which are pretty much always relevant to anyone, and I'm going to go over those principles and also show you how I study. One of the most defining features of my studying is the Pomodoro Technique, and I think that it really saved me when it came to A-levels. You probably have heard about it. In general, it's something along the lines of you study for 20 minutes followed by a 5-minute break and you repeat that all over again. You can probably focus for more than 20 minutes straight, but it's not about how long you can focus in a row, it's how much you can focus in total. I could maybe focus for 3 hours with no break, but then for the rest of the day, I'd be burnt out and I would not be able to do any more work. And obviously, that's not ideal. But with the Pomodoro technique, I could focus maybe 8 hours a day in 20-minute chunks. If you find that the breaks are too long or too short, or you're studying too long or too short, you can adjust the duration of the study session or the break session so it's optimized for you. During the break, make sure you do take a break. Don't just sit down and go on your phone, because that's really not a break. Make sure you stand up and do something. What I tended to do was maybe do some exercise or eat something or tidy up my room. So this let me stay fit and healthy and have a ridiculously tidy room during exam season. Keep track of the break sessions and the study sessions. I'd recommend using a spreadsheet and a timer. You can see here I've got my own spreadsheet and I use my laptop timer. The second thing which has revolutionized how I study is Anki Flashcards. No matter what you're trying to learn, Anki will almost definitely be very helpful for you. And with Anki, memorizing something is just a choice you have to make. The thing about Anki that makes it so special is that it relies on something called spaced repetition. Basically, that means content you don't know well, you'll see more frequently, and content you do know well, you won't see that frequently. It's optimized so that you can memorize content as efficiently as possible. Here's some Anki flashcards from my course. This year, you can see you can organize it in different blocks according to your course. So if you click one of the cards, you'll see it asks you a question, and then once you're ready to see the answer, you just press space and you see the answer, and then you put down how well you knew it. So let's say I didn't know this well, I'd click not very good, and then I'd see it quite soon. But if I were to say I knew this very well, I'd see it not soon. What's also useful is that the process of making flashcards is a great way of learning and understanding content, but if you don't want to do that, there's often flashcards made by other people which are available online for free. What's also nice is that you can get Anki on your phone, so even if you're on the go, on a bus, on a train, you can be revising. Just to clarify, I'm not being sponsored by Anki. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. So this plug is legit. Anki is free for download on Windows, Mac, and Android, so anyone can get it. Unfortunately, it's not free on iPhones, but you can get it on a Mac, so you Apple fanboys have no excuses. I've put a link in the description for downloading Anki. This brings me to another very important principle of studying, which is study smart, not hard. I remember in my first year at uni, I'd walk past the library in exam season and I'd see these people, they were always in the library, always studying, and I thought, wow, they're going to do so well. But a lot of them I ended up doing better than, and I thought, well, the only reason that this could be is that I was studying more efficiently than they were. Studying smart means you do active revision and not passive revision. By active revision, I mean stuff that involves you processing information, or when you recall flashcards or make flashcards as you do with Anki, that's active learning. Passive revision is when you read a textbook, don't take any notes, and expect content to go in, but that's not how it works. There's all sorts of these internet myths which are like you only recall 10% of what you read and 90% of what you do. Obviously, these numbers are not real, but the point that they make is completely true. So you remember very little of what you read, but much more of what you use. So you should definitely avoid passive revision and only do active revision, such as Anki flashcards, spider diagrams, and past papers, for example. The next point is about losing focus and getting distracted. I often get distracted, and the first thing I try to do is get rid of that distraction. For example, in my 5-minute Pomodoro breaks, I often end up going on my phone, and when I do so, the break tends to be much longer than 5 minutes, which obviously I don't want. What I found is that the closer my phone is to me, the more likely I am to go on it, and even putting it slightly out of reach from my desk is sufficient to make me go on it much less. I think a good analogy for this is activation energy in chemistry. So activation energy is how much energy is required for a reaction to occur. The higher the activation energy, the more energy is required for it to happen, and the less likely it is that the reaction will occur. Similarly, the further away my phone is from me, the less likely I am to go on it because it requires more energy to go get it.
Look at this graph.
So if I put my phone downstairs, for example, whilst I study upstairs, I'm much less likely to go on it. Furthermore, if my phone is turned off, for example, that's a whole minute I need to wait to get it to turn on, and that's a lot of energy. If you find that you're still going on your phone, you can try downloading this app called Forest. This was recommended by PageY, and I used it to study, and I found it actually quite helpful as well. It lets you block all the other apps whilst you're using Forest, so it's quite an effective method to stop you wasting time on your phone whilst you're trying to study. If you find that you can't get rid of the distractions, or you can but you still can't focus, then it might be time to take a break. If you can't focus and you keep trying to focus, then that's counterproductive because you're not actually learning anything and you're still using more energy. So I'd say don't do it, take a break if you can't focus. In that case, you can walk around, eat something, do some exercise, just take a break. Another thing that is really important is to have a healthy lifestyle. So I mean sleep enough, sleep consistently, do exercise, and eat well. I can't stress enough how important sleep is and how helpful it is to go to bed and wake up at the same times every day. I personally tried to never stay up late to do work, and throughout my whole first year at Cambridge, I'd never work past 9 p.m. If I had work due the next day, I'd get up early in the morning to do it, or if I had a valid excuse, I'd hand it in late. But in general, I'm not willing to ruin my sleep over some work. For A-levels, I had a friend who'd stay up late to study until 1 a.m. or so, and he thought this would boost his exam performance, but I think it had the complete opposite effect. Doing exercise and eating well are also very important because you can't have a healthy mind without a healthy body. Going for a run or doing exercise in your room is something that everyone can do, and it will help you stay healthy and fit. What I've noticed is that at Cambridge a lot of people do sport, and I really do think that there is a correlation between academic achievement and doing sport. Why this is, I can't say, but I do think that there is a correlation. Keeping healthy also means drinking plenty of water. I know a lot of people don't drink enough water as they should. I say definitely keep a water bottle with you at all times and drink plenty of water to help you stay focused. Finally, time management. There is no such thing as I don't have time for this. You've got time for everything, but you choose to prioritize some things over others. You do have time to go to the gym, and if you claim that you can't, it's because you're not making time for it. There's many things you can do to help manage your time, and I won't say much about them in this video, but what I will say is you can put screen time limits on your phone, you can avoid social media, avoid television, and also the following Google Chrome extensions can be helpful. Newsfeed Eradicator removes your Facebook newsfeed on your laptop and it replaces it with an inspirational quote. Stay Focused helps you stay focused by letting you set screen time limits on your laptop so you can avoid spending hours and hours scrolling through Facebook or YouTube. Thank you for listening. If you have any suggestions, comments or ideas, anything, put them down, and if you subscribe, I'll personally answer. Thank you.